following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries. Thank you for listening to UBM Talk.
Hi, this is Reverend Rick McCain.
And I'm the Brenda McCain, and you're listening to Let's Stay Together Talk.
Come on board the McCain Train and take a 2-hour ride with us
as we discuss topics like the next stop and making marriage work.
So get your tickets now before the train leaves the station.
Thanks for joining us. Take a seat on our train. You just arrived at Let's Stay Together Talk.
All right. Welcome to Let's Stay Together Talk. I'm your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, Author Brenda McCain. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing great.
You doing great?
It's cold, but I'm doing good.
It ain't cold in here, honey. We in the studio.
It's warm. Yeah. We got a lot of love.
Warmico, Ramico. That's what they say.
No, we ain't gonna even go there. I forgot what the religion. Buddhism.
Buddhism. Go ahead, bud.
Welcome to Let's Stay Together Talk, and I have to do a shout out to our girl who's missing in action, but I'm gonna do this right. Hello, and thank you for joining us tonight on Let's Stay Together Talk. We are so glad you came to ride the McCain Train once again with us. Why? Because to see God's glory, we must share our backstories, and we have a lot of great backstories tonight. And our topic tonight is about stress awareness. And in the first segment of the next stop, we're going to be talking about lupus and all the toxic effects that it have on family, your health, and your physicality. But joining us tonight, guest co-host and a newbie on the McCain Train is Tiffany J. Curtis. She is an actress and a model and very bubbly, and she is filling in for our very own Tracy Howard tonight. Miss you, Tracy, but hey, we got Miss Curtis over here, so you never know. No, miss you, Tracy. You know we love you, girl. We miss you.
Yeah.
And also joining us on the next stop is the lovely Miss. Look, I have to go, Miss Tina Brown over there. She's quiet. We're going to break her in,
yeah,
too.
Please do.
She is the founder of is it Kanitha?
Kanitha.
That's so pretty to me. Kanitha L. Brown Foundation for Lupus Survivors. So we're going to learn some stuff tonight. So call us at 312-754-4333. So I'm through with my spiel.
Okay, so let me ask you something, Tiffany. I mean, you're related to somebody that we know. Who is this person that you're related to?
Somebody by the name of one Mr. Comedian B. Cole.
B. Cole. Now, I call him now. I'm a joke with him because he's supposed to be here. I call him Alex O'Neal now, so I just want to let him know. I call him Alex O'Neal because Alex sings this song, "You a Fake." So he was supposed to be here and faked us out, and so I'm gonna get on here for that. But the thing about it is that now we have you here. He may not be able to come to the door anymore after this.
Right.
So B, if you're listening, you're gonna be replaced, and when you come to the door, we're gonna say security. No, we don't want him in here.
Right. We have his other half.
We have his other half on here. But thank you very much for being with us here today.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate this.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here too. And so now we've got a young lady here that's talking about it's lupus, right?
Yes.
And so what do we want to do is get into the conversation on this. Can you tell us a little bit about what is lupus?
Lupus is a chronic, complex, and prevalent autoimmune disease. It affects more than 1.5 million Americans, and it can be a deadly disease. Yeah. Very debilitating.
My sister last year passed from lupus.
Oh.
Yeah. Very familiar with it and various other autoimmune diseases we discovered in the family. It's genetic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and at first they didn't think that lupus was genetic. And now as they learn more about it, they're determining that several people might have been said to have passed away from something else, and it was determined to be lupus.
Right.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, because I didn't know it was genetic. Now, do they have a cure for lupus? Or?
There is no cure for lupus.
No, it's no cure for lupus.
Wow. Okay. So this is going to be a very well in-depth interview here, since I'm not speaking into the mic neither, huh? I should know better.
We all got to be speaking on mic.
And that's what we have, Dion, because he didn't have to change my mic at all.
Right.
So,
Whatever.
This is a man's world.
No, you got too many women in here today.
Right.
So,
So you were saying about it. Now, it happened to someone in your family, correct?
So my reason for being involved with the lupus is because my daughter and my only child, Kanitha, was diagnosed with lupus in 1999 of August. She was 21. And 3 months later, she succumbed to this disease.
Wow.
So at that time, I had no knowledge of lupus. I really didn't know anyone with it. And it wasn't wide known like it is now. And I just started, after a while, I was able to learn more about it and discover, wow, where did this come from? Start looking around, who has this? Who in the family has this? Couldn't think of it. Why did it come here?
So, okay, how did it, I know she might have been diagnosed in the late stages of it, because it seemed like it took her succumbed to it in 3 months.
Well, what we learned is, there are 3 forms of it, and she had the most severe one, which is systemic. It's called SLE, which attacks all the vital organs in the body. And the other thing we were told back then is when women become pregnant, it comes out. It may have been laid dormant for a while. However, she became pregnant, and it came out.
Wow.
So after delivering the child, it came out.
That is something, because most people do say when a person is pregnant, they might inherit, diabetes or something.
Yeah,
they
I've heard
get
that.
And it's like,
I've heard that.
And I never birthed a baby, so I'm like, Lord. When I hear this stuff, I'm like, are you serious? So it came out after she had the baby, or during the pregnancy?
During the pregnancy, I think, and then it was said to be just dormant then, and then once she delivered, it started to come out. Now, you mentioned that you had your sister.
My sister, yeah. She passed last year of the disease, and I'd say it was probably about a year and a half after her diagnosis is when she passed, and she her liver was started to be attacked.
Yes.
And she was in the hospital for dialysis and things like that, and went in for what we thought was kind of a routine thing and just didn't come out. But yeah.
So what are the signs, the symptoms? I mean, you don't know. It seemed like both of them didn't even know they had it.
There are really no symptoms because
wow.
you don't know. And some of the symptoms actually can take on the face of something else, so you don't know, and then doctors can misdiagnose it because there's no exact.
It mimics other diseases.
Yes.
Yeah, that was basically saying it does mimic other diseases, and it's very hard to distinguish what it is, at the early stages of it, which is, unfortunate that happens because, with, the medicine that we have now, you still have something where you're not able to tell, and then, everybody might have, this kind of, lupus in them, but it doesn't really, show itself until certain things happen.
Certain things trigger it to come up.
I know stress.
Stress
is a huge trigger, as with other autoimmune diseases.
Exactly.
Diet, taking care of yourself, getting your rest. I mean, it's things that we all know to do to stay healthy.
But we don't
don't follow. And when you're that young, as in my sister's case, it's kind of like, you feel invincible in the world.
How was your sister?
She was in her 20s as well, her early 20s. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And so talk a little bit, help somebody right now that might be dealing with this as well. Talk about, the stages you went through and some of the feelings that you had at that time to help someone right now that might be dealing with lupus as well.
Well, once the diagnosis, I was like, okay, we can deal with this. We're going to fight this. We're going to deal with this. We're going to fight this. But some of the symptoms I did notice that occurred was the inflammation. And I noticed that would come about. The swelling would come, then it would go down. Yeah. And there was also the butterfly rash.
I read that. What is the butterfly rash?
It's a rash that appears on your face, or it could appear in other places. In my child, it appeared on her face, and that's another form of it.
So you have me thinking, because I always get this little red mark that appears, it comes up and goes down. I'm like, why is this thing on my arm? And I know it's not about me, baby, but it makes me, she got me like, okay.
Let me go get this checked out.
Right.
That's the thing. We have to stay on top of our health. Yes. We have to. I mean, you only get one body, one life.
Whether you like it or not, people, it's your God-given body. Take care of it.
You have to.
I'm reading on here that said the butterfly-shaped rash is on the face, and it covers the cheek and bridge of the nose. Yes. And so you were going through that with your daughter, and, I'm just trying to help somebody that may be going through that. Talk about, the feelings and what you went through so that mother or that, you know, other person be able to, you know, have some kind of a understanding of what's going to happen?
Oh, yes. I think mostly it was the anxiety. You know, is my child going to be okay? I really recall her saying to me, and what's vivid in my mind is when we were at the doctor's appointment, how they really diagnosed it was to remove they did a bone marrow, and then they were to determine what it was.
Okay.
Well, it was because at first they said cancer. So I said, okay, Kenitha, we can fight this. We can deal with this. Cancer, people live with cancer all the time.
Right.
And then once they did the bone marrow, they determined, okay, this is lupus. So I said, okay, we're still going to fight this. But, you know, anxiety, fear. I mean, I can tell you I lost my faith because I did. I lost my faith for a while. Mm-hmm. And there's just a lot of emotions in dealing with the illness that you don't know how to fight it. You don't know. You know, at that point, as a mother, I'm like, how do I help my child?
Right.
And I can't help her.
And then you trying to help your grandchild to get here.
Yes.
Oh, wait, that's really, really deep. But talk to us a little bit more about losing the faith and how you regained it back.
Yeah, that's...
So, that was, I did lose the faith for a while because I thought, you know how you always think, God, what did I do to deserve this? That's my only child. You know, why? Right. But as time goes on, I think maybe 5-10 years down the line, my sister, Candy, would always say, come to my church. You know, you need to pray because we grew up in the church. Mm-hmm. So she said, you need to come back to the church. And I always, well, you know what? You have 2 daughters. You don't know what it's like. You don't understand. You know, he took both. I only had the one.
Oh, she was your only child.
She was my only child. So, you know, people didn't understand. And I felt like, okay, someone is telling me to come to church. You know, I haven't had to deal with what I have.
Right. She
Why did
walked
God
in
do
your
this to me?
shoes.
No, you haven't. But, you know, eventually I did go to Sunrise.
What's the name of that church?
Sunrise. Full Gospel Baptist Church at 62nd and Aberdeen. Sorry.
And now you got to. We're telling you shamelessly, Pub, who is the pastor and the first lady of that
my
church?
pastor is the Reverend David Ballard Sr. And Lisa Ballard, Lady Lisa.
Lady Lisa.
You know, ironically, I did not know this, but the Ballards were at my daughter's service. And it was a huge service, huge. And because I was in the state that I was in, I did not know they were there. I didn't know that they spoke. But my sister said they were there and they spoke. And I'm like, okay, God put these people in my path for a reason. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I started going a couple of times, and then eventually I joined. And what made me join was that they were so personable. Mm-hmm. You know, I grew up in a church where even though we were kind of large, we knew everyone. Yeah. It wasn't a mega church where, you know, no one knows it. The pastor doesn't know you.
I like that. Makes me more comfortable when you know everybody. You know, your family outside your family,
and your pastor knows who you are. And when I felt like I can call them on the phone and they'll call me back, or they'll even take my call.
Yeah,
you know,
because most churches don't do that. It's a hierarchy. You have to go through 15 people before you get to the pastor.
Exactly. And since you say that, I have to tell you, once I lost my child, I went to a church that was a mega church, and I said, I need to, I was under so much pressure. Yeah. I'm like, I need to do something. I need help. And I went to this mega church that I was attending, but not a member. And they said, well, are you a member? I said, no. Well, you're going to have to make an appointment, and then there's a fee involved. And I was so discouraged. I was discouraged. So that, again, lost my faith.
And so now when you go back to the lupus, you're doing something with that yourself now, correct? I'm doing
something with that.
And what is that?
Yes. I have established this foundation called the Kenitha L. Brown Foundation for Lupus Survivors. And our mission is to assist those that are living with lupus locally right now, because we want to be directly involved. Through fundraisers we've been able to assist one young woman I know that's diagnosed with lupus, and she's had it severe. She has children. And in and out the hospital. She has 30-day stints, 60-day stints in the hospital. So with lupus, you know, you can be debilitated and you can't work. Mm-hmm. So I spoke with her mother at length for about an hour. And she made me decide, you know, I need to do something. I need to help somebody that's living with this. So we had a fundraiser where we raised quite a bit of funds, and we were able to present this young lady with a check.
Well, that's a blessing.
And I love that. That's a great feeling.
It is.
Great feeling.
It is.
So with the foundation, when someone's out and can't provide for themselves or their family, you guys step in to assist. Do you guys have any other events coming up?
We don't have any to say right now. We just held one in February. Mm-hmm. But if you can go to the web to my Facebook page, the Kenitha L Brown Facebook page, and it's at lupus@21.com, lupus@21.com, and you can see upcoming events and other fundraisers we've held, and the young lady that did receive the funds. It's 100% goes right back into someone that's living with lupus. You know, we don't keep anything, and it is tax deductible.
So how does that help an individual going to their website on lupus? What does it do if I'm a person that's experiencing it or know someone? How does that going to that website help me to understand more about lupus and the disease?
Well, there's information on the website about the different phases of lupus and different various places that you can go for assistance. However, with this foundation, what we want to do is to be able to directly help someone, and not like they have several lupus foundations, lupus organizations. No, but we don't have the red tape to go through with the Kenitha Brown Foundation.
That's a blessing.
You know, we see someone in need, and that's what we want to help.
Now, how long you been? How long you had the foundation?
I established this in 2014, so it's only been a couple of years.
Okay,
it's new. Yeah. And again, back to my pastor and my first lady, they held a fundraiser back in February, in which they raised some funds for the foundation.
Yeah, that was a great event.
Yes.
And so now, why is it Kenitha?
It's Kenitha because Kenitha was my daughter's name, and I want her memory. I don't want her, since that was my only child, and I don't care if I probably would have had 5. I still would have felt the same way. I want her to live on in her son's memory. I want it to be a legacy for him.
Okay, and since you mentioned him, let's talk about that handsome, scholar boy, young man, that she had birthed the baby. He was how old when his mom passed?
He was 15 months old.
15 months old, and now he's on his way to college?
And now he's a 17-year-old high school graduate, received a full scholarship to Clark Atlanta University.
Oh,
Wow.
congratulations on that. That's a blessing.
Yes, it is.
You know, the wonderful thing about it is that, you know, the foundation is in honor of your daughter.
Yes.
And that's why you got involved in it. But because of that, you're doing so many great things to help other people. Tell me, just real quickly, a story of, you know, of how the foundation has helped someone.
Well, like I said, with the young lady that I referred to, when I spoke with her mother, she was informing me about the children. The young lady was not employed at the time. She had children to feed, and she was really stressed. Again, back to the stress. You know, the mother was stressed. It's not only stressful to the person that's living with lupus, it's stressful on the family.
Yeah.
Very so. And so she's, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so with being able to provide her with at least, you know, even a small amount of money was very helpful to her. Yeah. It can do something. It can pay a bill, you know, pay your rent, some groceries, food on the table for your children. It's very helpful.
It is.
You know, and that's the good thing about it, is that you have something that's helping somebody, because there's a lot of people out there, even though there's a lot of information out there, like she said, you don't want to have to go through the red tape. You want something that's going to be user-friendly, that's going to be able to connect with someone.
Exactly.
And then this is a person who has experience with it, from a mother who has, you know, knows the ins and out. You know, it's good to speak to a doctor. It's good to speak to someone. But when you have someone who's experienced it and that another mother can come to, is very helpful in that aspect. Hey, Dion, do we have a call on here? Is it just, you know, okay, so I just want to make sure we had a call on there. So give me again the foundation that you're working with.
It's the Kenitha L. Brown Foundation for Lupus Survivors. And you can visit Facebook at lupus@21.com.
All right.
And people can donate.
And people can donate.
Donate.
Please
Everybody
donate.
out there.
This is a very good cause, and like I say, it's 100% tax deductible. And you're helping someone that's living with lupus. And these days, we all know someone that has
We all
lupus.
do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Or some type of autoimmune disease.
Yes, you're exactly right.
And if you don't know, when it does happen, at least it's somewhere that you have a site that you can go to talk to someone that can help you with even the stress related situation, because you want to be able to talk to someone that has been there.
Exactly.
You know, that knows about it.
Knows what you're going
I can
through.
talk to a doctor about cure, but when I'm going through the life of lupus with someone, I want experience that can walk me through the trials and tribulations as well.
Exactly.
Go
But
ahead.
just to clarify, even the doctors don't have a cure. There is no cure.
No, there's no
There.
cure. I should have said
we
treatment,
know
right?
who's
Yeah,
the higher power,
right.
but for most of those autoimmune diseases, there is no
There's no
cure.
cure.
You know, they do say they have treatment for it, and she's
Yes,
right. There's
treatment, yes.
no cure for it.
But even then, though, you're on medication for the rest of your life.
rest of your life.
And that in
And the
itself
medications can also
trigger another organs to
Heck,
put you in
it's
a
almost
bad
like
space.
every medication around does that
Yeah,
now.
that's
It's
right.
No,
you-
that's just like those commercials
Right,
where
you
you watch.
take
Oh,
one
yes.
thing and the
Those
side effects has 16 other different
And you
side
just
effects.
say, I don't want to take it.
Look at mine.
It's a wrap. Baby, do we want to tease Miss Tina and
Yeah,
go through
go-
some questions?
Yeah.
Go right
They
ahead,
fun-filled,
McCain.
girl.
Oh.
But we do want to thank you for sharing all of us
Thank
to do
you,
if there's an
McCain.
event
The
coming
McCain
up.
Train. Thank you.
McCain.
Thank you.
You want us to promote an event or something, just let us know ahead of time. Just give me a call and
Thank you.
get ready for these questions.
Okay,
for
I'm
that
ready.
call. No.
I'm ready.
They're fun. They're fun questions. Your first one is, if you had to choose between a luxury car and a sports car, which one would you pick?
Probably luxury.
Are you an introvert or extrovert?
I'm an introvert.
If you can live on the East Coast or the West Coast, which one would you choose?
West Coast.
California, look.
Okay. Seafood or Chinese food?
Seafood.
Oh, yeah.
Is date night dinner in a movie or dinner and some jazz music?
Oh, dinner and jazz music.
So now,
Okay.
I'm figured you might be able to answer this. So what would you pick first, the Four Tops or the Temptations?
Temptations.
Come on
Okay.
now.
Now, you have the same thing on here. You have Chinese food or Italian food, and she already said one, so I'm going to skip that one. You're most excited about winning $1 million or winning $1 million home?
$1 million to help this foundation and help
That's
people
Amen.
living with
There you go.
lupus.
Right.
Okay.
Good answer. Vacation in Aruba or Hawaii?
Hawaii.
You have one meat you can choose to eat for the rest of your life. Would it be steak or chicken?
Chicken. Steak is too much.
Right, all in the digest.
Yeah,
okay.
It'll take too long.
Which TV shows you like the best, drama or comedy?
I like both.
Which one do you
Which
like?
one you like? One.
Okay, I want to laugh. So
There
some
you
comedy.
go. That's right. We need some comedy in the world.
Right. Of course. Well,
Of
look,
course.
Tiffany is
Look.
a comedy.
Make me laugh.
Okay. Your favorite holiday, Easter or Christmas?
Used to be Christmas, but Easter now.
Okay. You're a world famous celebrity. Are you a musician or an actress?
An actress.
Okay. You get to be a superhero. Are you Catwoman or Supergirl?
Supergirl.
Hey, now you like to fly.
Yeah.
Waiting to excel or what love got to do with it?
What's love got to do with it? Not a darn thing.
I'm with you on that too.
Right. It's like, really?
Oh, my God.
Told you it's women power up in
Hello.
here.
Mercy.
Hello.
We're going to have to cut off y'all mics after a while.
No, you don't. No, you
Somewhere
don't.
But, I thank you very much for answering those questions for us and giving us some information. Once again, tell us again about the foundation and how they can reach you.
Okay, Kenitha L. Brown, which is Kenitha LaJoyce Brown Foundation for Lupus Survivors. Go to Facebook at lupus, Lupas, at at21.com.
And they can also donate, correct?
And please, please, please donate. And also look back on the website to view future upcoming events.
All right. Well, that's great. And so we're thankful to have you here. Of course, we're thankful for
Thank
you
you.
being a Sunrise Baptist Church, where we love
yes,
the
yes,
pastor and
yes.
first lady there as well. And we're going to be talking about a little bit more. She's going to stay here a little bit for the guests, but we're going to talk a little bit more about a couple of more things. So, baby, what we got going?
Coming up next, we have Point of View by Donna Terrell.
This is Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain. Thank you for listening. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. Yeah, don't be.